Hi everyone. The purpose of this video is to go over the end of Unit 3 and the beginning of Unit 4. This semester in a 7-week class will come to a close around October 19th, and so it's important that we wrap up everything and you understand what's happening. So in Unit 3, as you can see on the screen, you have your second post of the discussion board due tomorrow, Tuesday the 4th, and your reflection for Unit 3 due on Thursday the 6th. Please realize that the discussion posts that you're doing have been very good. I've enjoyed reading them, and it looks like you're taking a lot of time and effort into your responses. And I hope that you continue to do that with this unit. Your reflection for Unit 3 is similar to the other two reflections, and again, overall, they've been very good. So here's Unit 4. Unit 4, just like all the other units, has all the due dates on the front. So as you can see, there's an extra credit assignment that's due on the 9th. Your projects are due in the discussion board on the 10th. On the 11th, that Tuesday, you notice there's nothing here, and that's because I will be looking at everything prior to you looking at each other's material. I spend a day opening all the documents and the videos or the podcasts so that I'm sure that they work. If something is wrong with your document, video, podcast, slides, whatever it is, I will email you that day and tell you what needs to be fixed. That gives you about a half a day to fix it and get it posted for your peers. Your peers will be looking at your material from the 12th to the 14th. You are required to look at everyone's project who is posted in your discussion board. And the past discussion boards, people keep forgetting to go to their discussion group. Remember, there's a group 1, 2, and 3, and you need to make sure that you are in the correct discussion board. And that's really important, especially for this discussion board. So you will watch, read, observe, listen to all of the projects in your discussion board. That means you will be watching or reviewing 9 to 11 projects, because that's how many people are in your groups. If you'd like to look at other people's projects and other discussion boards, feel free to do that, but you're only required to look at the ones in your discussion board. On the 14th, you're going to submit peer and self-reviews. We'll look at those. And you submit those in the assignment area. You do not submit those in the discussion board area. You will also post by the 14th questions to people in your group. We'll look at that. By the 16th, you must answer the questions that are posed to you. And the 17th and 18th, your reflection for Unit 4 will open, and you'll be able to work on that over the 2-day period. So let's open the Unit 4 folder and let's see what's going on here. So here's the extra credit assignment. It's very important that you understand that this extra credit assignment is asking you to utilize layperson material or material that's not peer reviewed or material that the average everyday person can see. So this could be an article in a magazine, an article in a newspaper. It could be a podcast. It could be a short video you found. It could be anything. The purpose of this is to not use peer-reviewed material on this assignment. You must use material that anybody would be willing to read or look at. So you're going to find this item on a women's health issue. You're going to summarize it in a paragraph. That's worth 3 points. And then you're going to explain how it relates to 3 of the social determinants of health that we've gone over in this semester. That's worth 7 points. It's critical that you give me a link to whatever you're using, or you actually, for example, if it's an article and you can copy and paste it into your document, that's great. If not, just make sure I have a link so I can get to it in case I have questions about what you're discussing in your summary. The next thing you see here is a description of your final project. If you click on this link, Final Project Description, you will find a YouTube video that goes over your final project in detail, including everything that I'm going to mention today just briefly. So make sure you watch this video. So here's where we talk about the submission. You're going to submit your project to your discussion board, and then there's several steps in the board. You post it, you watch everyone in your discussion group, you ask questions, you answer questions. So what I want to go over very quickly are these 3 items that are posted here. So the first one is the final guidelines, the project guidelines. And the only thing I'm going to talk about briefly is what they are. The video about your project goes over them in much more detail. So key is you will be submitting 2 items. The first item is a short paper with a reference list. The reference list is to your project, not to the short paper. This short paper requires no research. It's just based on questions that you need to answer. This would probably be done in 1/2 to 1.5 pages. You really only need 2 paragraphs. It's not supposed to be elaborate. You just need to tell the group the answers to these 2 questions. For the first section, this is an introduction. It's 1 to 2 paragraphs long, and you could do it in 1 paragraph. And you're going to answer these questions. Then the second paragraph for the second section, which is 1 to 3 paragraphs long, you're to answer these questions. The purpose of this short paper is to help your peers understand why you chose the topic you did, why you chose the genre you did, why you chose what you chose to put in your project. Everybody follows the same topics, but what you put in will be slightly different based on your genre and the population you're trying to reach. So that's that, and then there's a description of the artifact and what should be in there. So that's all I want to go over because the description of the project goes over that in great detail. Next, here is the scoring tool that you'll use for yourself and others. So you will answer these questions, and please answer them honestly. They're really a checkoff list to see if you did what you were supposed to do, and you give yourself a score. Then below that, you will answer these questions for every single person in your group. If you need another slide, for example, there's only 9 here. So if you need 11 or 12, just copy and paste this document to the end and just keep answering it. So as you can see, you put your name at the top. Then you put the name of the person you're scoring, their topic, and their genre. And what happens is when I grade these, I copy and paste the name of the person you're scoring, the topic, the genre, and your chart into a large document. Every person will get feedback from everybody in the group. Your name is not attached to it. I know whose is whose, but the person receiving your feedback will not know, which helps you try to be as honest as possible. Notice it says you have to give comments in 3 of these rows. So just make sure you look at these and you try to give some good feedback or some feedback on what needs to be improved. This will help all of your peers grow and get better at their work. So try to be honest. If by chance you lie and say you've watched things that you have not watched, it will affect your personal score. Sometimes people give everybody the highest mark possible when some of the information is not even in the project. So if, for example, you do that, if, for example, the person didn't cover any social determinants of health and you give them a 1 and it really should be a 0, that's an indication that you didn't really do what you were supposed to do, and that impacts your grade. Okay, and I want to show you the teacher scoring rubric very quickly. This is the teacher scoring rubric. You can go over it yourself. It breaks down the points, and what happens is when I'm looking at your project, I skim it very quickly, and then I open up the scoring tool to make sure that you've done everything you're supposed to do. Okay. This is where you submit your self and peer evaluations. Remember, they do not go on the discussion board because they need to be anonymous. And then this final reflection, as you can see, will open at 12:30 a.m. on the 17th of October. And it's due by the 18th of October, which is the last day of our semester. So let's take a little bit of time to look at the discussion board. I apologize for going quickly. Let me go to the bottom. There is a discussion board for group 3, group 2, and group 1. It tells you that you're posting your presentation here. It tells you the purpose of the discussion board. It tells you that you're going to post your project on the 10th. Give me a chance to look at them on the 11th, on the 12th to the 14th. Those 3 days, you'll be able to view everyone's post only in your discussion board. That's what you're required to do. By the 14th, you'll submit yourself and peer reviews. And then on the 14th, you'll post questions to 4 people. And I will go in and post that it says 4 people. Then you must answer the questions posted to you by the 16th. So this tells you how you get scored here. Because you get so many points on your project and so many points for yourself and your peers from your project, this discussion board is only worth 5 points total. But for some of you, that could make the difference between an A and a B and a C and a D. So it's important to do the discussion board. If you have questions on this, please make sure you ask. Sorry for scrolling a lot, for fast scrolling. I know that's sometimes nauseating. So that's it, everybody. We're coming to the end of the semester. Again, I've enjoyed reading all of your work, and based on all of the work you've submitted thus far, I'm really excited to look at your projects. It gives you a chance to pull all your information together. Please use assignments that you've done all semester to help you finish your project. Feel free to use things that are not in your assignments to help you finish your project. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask. Remember, Mondays from 5 to 6, I have office hours. And then remember, I'm also available other times if that time is not good for you. Take care. Enjoy wrapping up Unit 3. Enjoy making your projects. And I do look forward to watching them in the near future. Bye-bye, everybody.